Hey there. Just kind of wanted to go over how I'm putting rebar into pretty rocky soil. It took me a little bit of homework to figure this out, and maybe it'll help you too. So the first thing is having an SDX drill, hammer drill, demo drill. But the big thing that this will do is that this is going to be able to hold on to these kind of shafts. If I can get the camera to zoom in on it. There's different ones, so be careful when you're shopping between SDS Plus, SDS Max, and SDS. In fact, this is an SDS Plus thing, but I think DeWalt calls it like it's SDS Max drill or something like that. So just be careful and make sure you get the right size one. Otherwise, you're going to end up with things that don't fit. So the first thing that we do is we actually have this super long, this is 36 inches, I think. And you want to get this to be bigger than your rebar. So it's a bit designed to go into rock. In my case, I've got a lot of granite, a lot of igneous stuff kind of floating around. So I need to be able to blast through the granite and then switch out once I've made that hole. A lot of it is just going through dirt, so that's okay. And then, you know, when you hit a piece of rock, that's great too, because then the rebar that you're going to send down into it is also going to be sitting inside of that rock, so it tends to be anchored in pretty good. So kind of the pros and cons of you know, rocky soil. And then I've got this tamper, which is, you know, worth its weight in gold. And what this does, same thing, it fits into here. And instead of when you're drilling, you're going to have this on the one that's kind of forward there, right? Kind of aimed towards my nose. That's going to spin it, and that's going to hammer it. But the last thing this thing was doing was tamping that rebar. And then in that case, what you're doing is you're basically just putting this thing like sitting on top of the rebar, and then it's just bang, 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 kind of smashing it down in. So you don't have to sit there like a freaking idiot with a sledgehammer, which is a lot harder of a job. So you may end up having a sledgehammer every now and then, because if you need to get it flush, this won't get it flush. This sits back about maybe 3 or 4 inches. So if you're like trying to get it to like sink down directly on top of a you know, treated timber, a railroad tie, something like that, actually making steps, then this won't cut it, because it's gonna, like I said, it'll leave it 3 or 4 inches up. And I guess if you wanted to be, you know, super lazy, you could just go through with an angle grinder and chop the top, or you could take a sledgehammer and kind of go for it and see if you get it in there. So I'll see if I can make some videos of me doing this, and then let me show you the other thing that I'm doing too. So the other thing I do is so what I'm doing is so this is one that I've got in here, right? So this is two cinder blocks kind of stacked up on top of each other, and then I've driven this thing. Here's one of them that's kind of driven in there. You can see it cut, because I cut it to length for what I needed. And then I'm stacking rocks around there, making sure that I'm making it so it doesn't get a lot of wiggle. It's obviously going to have more wiggle than concrete, but you'd be surprised when you stack enough rocks in there. It's pretty good. Where I'm at, there's no building codes, and this is a 2-foot high retaining wall, so it's just to keep, you know, that much dirt back. It's not really that big of a deal. And I'm just trying to keep concrete out. So I think this is going to do a fine job for me. So yeah, I'll try to see if I can take some videos and kind of show you how the whole thing works. Okay, so this is going to get pretty loud, but you can see the kind of the bit is just going straight into there, right? It's going to be pretty boring to watch. And then I'm going to throw my ears on, and then I'm probably not going to let you or make you listen to the sound of this. I'll put some music over it. There we go. So hopefully you're able to see in that it went through pretty quick, you know, and there's my hole down there. So it went in pretty awesome. There were a couple places where it kind of stopped and jammed up because it was hitting a rock. But other than that, it just sank through dirt. So next up, we're going to tamp the rebar down into it. Okay, so rebar is kind of in there. You can see I got the bit loaded on. And then the other thing I'm going to do, if I can get around it, is I'm going to flip it so it's just in the hammer mode there. If I can do that. Sorry, there's a lot of stuff moving around. Anyway, it's in hammer mode, and then same thing. It's gonna probably be a little loud. got my ears on, and this is a pretty long piece. It's longer than my bit, so we'll see how it works out for me. And then really all I want to do is get it so that it's no higher than the block that's going to sit on. So I'll go ahead and sink it down another inch or two, just to be positive, so I'm not having I'll give you a shot of what it looks like now. So you're just going to sit on top of it, hit the trigger. And I'm pretty comfortable with that. I'm probably upside down, sorry. But you can see, there we go. Okay. So yeah, you know, not to show there's a better way. Every time I do anything, I realize there's a better way to do it. But that might save you a little bit of grief if you've got a lot of rocks, then you're kind of stuck with soil like this. You know, soil in air quotes. So yeah. Hopefully that works. If you have some better idea, you should hit me up and let me know, because I'm sure this won't be the last one I got to do. I have like 10 more to go. All right, see you guys. Bye.